Hi guys, my name is Zena. I'm the Senior Content Manager here at Hum.
And I'm Sarah, the Director of Education.
And today we are talking Whole30.
Yes, we are.
Actually, I'm trying Whole30. I'm terrified.
Whole30 is essentially, if you're familiar with it, an elimination diet or an anti-inflammatory diet. And what you're going to be doing is eliminating sugar, grains, legumes, dairy, grains, alcohol.
So many things.
For the next 30 days. And essentially anything, if you read and it has a long list of ingredients, basically anything processed. So the idea of Whole30 is that it's a 30-day challenge of whole foods. So we'll check in with Zena throughout the next 30 days and see how she's doing, for better or for worse.
So scared.
All right, so what we did to start and to kick this off was we took some body parameter measurements just to be able to see, okay, what changes are gonna happen over the next 30 days. Because while you're doing Whole30, it's recommended to not weigh yourself, to not think about your body, just do it in the beginning and then at the end. So that's what we did. We took some measurements and we're gonna see if any of that changes over the next 30 days. Do you notice any issues with your energy levels or digestion or anything?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely get like moody and cranky, and I'm sure that could be like sugar crashes. Yeah, I feel like as far as my skin goes, I keep kind of having like weird breakouts that are just like under the surface and I can't like get rid of it or figure out where it's coming from. And then I feel like sleep can always be improved. Like, yeah.
Cool, so those will be really good parameters to be able to track and see how you are at the end of this.
Yes. Okay, Whole30 challenge. I'm ready for it. Here we go.
Woo!
Wish me luck.
Good luck, Zena!
Yay. So it is day 4 of Whole30. I still really miss like sweet chocolatey things. So I found this Eating Evolved chocolate. So there's no added sugar, there's no dairy in it, it's just pure dark chocolate. And it's super bitter. It was so gross. So I am 1 week into Whole30 and it's actually going pretty well. I thought this was gonna be really, really hard. And once I kind of just like hardlined the things I couldn't have, I just started focusing on the things I could have, and now I feel like I'm very used to that. Not having sugar I thought was gonna be really, really difficult, but having fruit instead is actually pretty satisfying once you get over it. So yeah, that has been better. I did discover freeze-dried fruit, which I kind of feel like is cheating because it's so sweet and delicious that it tastes like candy. I was also really nervous about not being able to drink. You think that drinking really isn't a huge deal in your life, but it's pretty, like most social settings as a young adult in a big city revolve around bars and drinking, but it really hasn't been that bad. Like I went out to a karaoke bar on Sunday with my friends and I still sang a song. So guys, you can karaoke without drinking, who knew? I will say for all the things I'm not eating, I thought I was gonna have like drastic changes in how I feel and I was gonna be like on top of the world with energy and I don't know, just glowing from the inside. I don't think that's the case yet. My skin is one of the concerns I was hoping to see better. So that's my update for now. We'll see what happens in the following weeks. Hopefully some big changes to make this all worth it. Stay tuned. In case you're wondering how hard it is to order takeout on Whole30, it's really freaking hard. I thought I was being really smart and I was like, oh, I can get a poke bowl with like greens instead of rice and there'll be no problem. And then I got to the sauces and I was like, ooh, a lot of these probably have sweetener. So I had to call and check, but then I forgot soy is not allowed. So that means soy sauce is not allowed. And all of the sauces had either soy or sweetener. So not a huge deal. I'll order from somewhere else. I can get like a salad with maybe like steak or something or some other protein, but just a good reminder of how hard it is to eat out. So it's funny, we did this check-in last week and I was feeling like very like, you know, I am a recovered sugar addict. I did it. I don't need sugar ever again. And then I think that night I went grocery shopping at Trader Joe's. I bought a bag of dried mango and ate the whole bag in one sitting, which I then read has 90 grams of sugar in the bag, which is way more sugar than anyone needs in a single sitting. I don't care what it's made of. So I've decided to try and kind of avoid the dried fruit because part of Whole30 is about just being aware of how the things that you eat and why you eat them. And I think I do turn to sugar as like kind of a snacky bored thing instead of like sitting down and having a satisfying meal. I've still maintained a pretty good social life, which again was something that I was really worried about. And it's been great. Like I go out to bars and just order a hot tea like a 90-year-old woman, and I kind of love it. I checked my bank account this week and it was exactly where I left it, which is not usually the case after a weekend. You know, you spend $15 on a drink at a bar and you don't really think anything of it, but when you cut that out, you really notice how much money you're saving. So that's something I'm really enjoying about Whole30. We had an office temptation yesterday. Evidence of things that I can't eat at the office on Whole30. This is torture. But I just kind of knew like, okay, I'm not doing that this month. So it's week 2, things are going really well. Honestly, I can see myself incorporating some of these things long-term into my diet. I don't know, is that crazy? But stay tuned, who knows, maybe week 3 will be the week that I crack. Guys, this is the most genius Whole30 creation I've made yet. Okay, so it is week 3 completed of Whole30, which means I only have 1 week left to go, which is really nuts. It's gone by really fast, I think, all things considered. There's definitely some challenging moments. I went to another kind of like potluck party on Sunday and brought some prosciutto and melon, but there's so many yummy looking things there, like just chocolate galore and cupcakes and brownies, and that really is the hardest. Like going out to eat, you know, you are kind of just in charge of your own plate and your own order, but anytime you go into a situation where there's just like a stack of free delicious food that's chocolatey and sugary and full of non-Whole30 approved ingredients, that's the toughest part for sure. My skin has been clearing up this week. It was really breaking out a lot last week, which you know, I think skin takes a while to show a difference when you change your diet and things, but I kind of felt like my skin might have even been purging from like not having all this processed foods and sugar, that my skin was like breaking out. I feel like kind of like getting rid of excess, but it's maybe hopefully starting to tone down a little bit more now. 1 week left of Whole30. Let's see how it goes and get ready to see what the final results are. So curious.
The 30 days are done, and now it's time to take some measurements and see from an anthropometric and data standpoint how Zena did, but really what's more important is how you feel.
Which is pretty good. I'm like, I don't know, I thought this was gonna be torture, and it's been fine, and I feel good, and yeah, I'm kind of very curious to see.
30 inches, and what you were before was 33.
Whoa!
You lost 3 inches off your waist.
That's huge!
Which is amazing.
That's so weird.
All right, let's see what you weigh. Okay, 149. And 30 days ago, you weighed 152.2. So that is a 3-pound difference, which is amazing.
What next?
Now we're gonna do body fat percentage. Body fat percentage is 23.4%. And BMI is 23. A month ago, 30 days ago, your body fat percentage was 24%. So you lost 0.6% of your body fat, which is amazing. And then your BMI went down as well from 24 to 23. But you did lose 3 inches off your waist.
Which is crazy.
So that to me is the most amazing change that you can notice in that time frame, because that just signifies that your digestion is probably working better, you're not as bloated, that some of the maybe fat that you were carrying around from your waist, you've lost.
Yeah.
0.6% of it. And I mean, it's just a really good indicator for overall health. The Whole30 challenge is complete. Yay!
So I am done with Whole30. Hurrah. But also, like, I feel like I could just keep going with this for a while. My skin definitely cleared up a bit. I think I'm dealing with a little bit of hormonal acne, and I still have some blemishes here or there, but the first 2 weeks it was really bad, and I was like full breakouts all over, and I think eliminating sugar really helped to clear it up. So now there's just like a few here and there, but they're not as extreme. So definitely a good lesson too in how the foods that we eat really affect our outer appearance and our skin, not just, you know, like digestion and stuff, I think is an obvious no-brainer, but really eliminating sugar, dairy helped to clear my skin up a lot. The best thing about Whole30 is just knowing that I have some willpower. I've never thought of myself as a person who has a ton of willpower, but I do. And I think I learned a lot about reading your body's cravings and then satisfying it with something healthy. Very glad I did the Whole30. Thanks for following along. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comment below if anything else you'd like to see. Are there other 30-day challenges we should try? And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Bye!